This week on the podcast, we're joined by our friend Mark Ponte, and we've written songs about Star Wars Episode VIII, The Last Jedi, a movie that proves that no scene is too perilous to be ruined by a stupid one-liner. Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And I'm Mark.
And we are back once again talking about 2017's Star Wars Episode VIII, The Last Jedi. How are you guys?
He's done it. I'm good.
Doing good. Yeah, doing good.
Yeah.
Did you see the glimmer in my eyes when I realized that Jedi rhymed with guy?
Yeah.
As I was giving that?
Honestly, it's the happiest I've ever seen you.
I was like, I got one.
Yeah.
Mark, it's great to have you back.
Good to be back again.
Now, I'm assuming, Mark, you've seen The Last Jedi before.
I have.
Andy, I'm assuming you have not seen The Last Jedi before.
That is correct. This is my first viewing of this movie.
Andy, will it be your only viewing of this movie?
No.
Wow!
I enjoyed it.
Oh, you're an idiot.
I think this is one of the better ones.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting take.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Andy, you're off. Bye. We'll play your song later.
All right. Could I plead my case at least?
Yeah, no. Well, that's fine. Andy, we've already said this came out in the year of our Megazord 2017, correct?
Yeah, that is the year of our Megazord, and it is the year 2017. That is all correct, yes.
It is currently the year 2017.
Not currently, Robbie, you fool.
Then you're confusing me. You're not being clear enough. This is on you.
I was just repeating back to you what you had said to me.
Yeah, not an original thought in your head. Always got to repeat me.
Yep, that's why I think The Last Jedi is a good movie, because I don't have an original thought.
Just going along with the crowd, as always.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah.
I know before we started recording, you said, I'm just going to bring up the top whatever movie. I'm going to list the top. But you know what I've decided to do? I'm going to throw a wrench in your plans, and I'm going to just shout out numbers for you to tell us.
Robbie, please do not throw a wrench at me.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I bruise easily.
I think anyone would bruise from a wrench.
Yeah, a wrench is hard.
Them.
That sucks. All right, hit me with a number.
Hit me with the number.
Just so you know, number one is Star Wars Episode VIII, The Last Jedi, with $1.3 billion.
What was number one? What was number 64?
64. I'm scrolling here. American made with $134 million.
Oh, so it's going to break soon.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Robbie.
Andy, what was number 121?
121. I'm scrolling here. 121 is Rough Night with $47 million.
I'll give you a rough night, baby boy.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I'm going to wait. Geez. I'm going to wait outside the bar you're playing at, and I'm just going to pummel you senseless.
Oh my God, Robbie, please.
Andy had a rough night.
Goodness.
Yeah, Rob, his good friend Rob beat the shit out of him.
For a joke. It was all part of a bit.
For a joke, yeah. He might never walk again.
Isn't this funny, Andy? I'm just kidding. Hey, Andy, what was number 53?
53. I'm scrolling, everybody. Gather around.
Scrolling.
Huh? The Post with $179 million. It's just about a big metal thing in the ground.
Very cool.
Yep.
It's a student art film.
Yeah.
It's about all those monoliths.
Yep.
Andy, what was number 38?
38, I'm scrolling. Here we go. Jesus. It's definitely Bollywood. It's
That movie about sheep.
Bahubali 2, The Conclusion. with $254 million.
All right.
Yeah.
What was number 15?
15. I'm scrolling, everybody. Logan.
Oh, that's a good movie.
$619 million. That is one of the better movies I've ever seen in my life. There, I said it.
Fantastic.
What was number 10?
Number 10, Wonder Woman. $822 million.
That was a good movie, too.
It's a good movie.
What was number 8?
Number 8 is previous episode Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with 863 million smackaroos. They actually they converted American dollars into smackaroos for this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
The
amazing.
movie was so silly, they just wanted to have some fun with it.
All right, what was number 2?
Number 2 is Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that movie sucked.
It's about us, Robbie. Who's the beauty? Who knows?
I'm
Really,
Lumiere.
Beast and the Beast.
I'm the dad.
Well, it made $1.2 billion. That's why Disney keeps cranking these out, man.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
Did you guys see the live action Beauty and the Beast, though?
No.
Yes.
It was garbage from a butt.
Yeah.
Garbage from a butt. That's not where garbage goes.
Well, just pick an actress that can sing, really.
I mean, pick an actress that can sing. Why is it a half an hour longer than the animated version?
More story to tell, brother.
Why is Ewan McGregor doing that terrible French accent?
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually didn't care for seeing most of these. I don't think I've seen any of them.
The best
The
live
remake.
action Disney remake I thought was The Jungle Book. I really liked The Jungle Book.
I hear that's the best one.
Mm-hmm. That one was good.
I also hear pretty good things about Aladdin.
I saw that. It was totally fine.
Yeah. I hear it's like more stylistic. It's not just like a straight remake. It's like, hey, we got, I forget the director, but they got like a known director to do stuff.
Well, yeah, they had to change some things from the original Aladdin.
Oh, of course. A horse, of course. They had to change a horse.
Yeah.
They had to change it to a camel.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to talk about the number one movie of 2017?
I think we should. I think we should
Which
do
is
that.
Star Wars Episode VIII, The Last Jedi. We open up with the crawl. The First Order reigns. Supreme Leader Snoke is deploying legions to seize military control of the galaxy. Leia Organa's resistance fighters are standing against the First Order. They're hoping that Luke Skywalker will return, and the resistance has been exposed. We immediately cut to the resistance fleeing from the First Order. And now Ren's number 2 from the last movie is getting orders directly from Snoke. And we start right in with the annoying shit. Because right away, Poe's going, I'm holding for General Hux.
Yeah. It's actually a little bit more obnoxious because he was saying hugs. He was specifically saying General Hugs.
Yeah.
And right away, and this is something I thought throughout my entire viewing of this film, this just feels like a Disney movie. This doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. It just feels like a Disney movie.
Really?
The characters don't take anything seriously in this movie.
Rose is sad. She's very serious.
Okay, fine. But like, we're talking here, we're cracking jokes. We're cracking jokes the whole movie.
Yeah.
See,
there are a lot of
I've
jokes.
I've only watched it the one time. But like, I didn't really notice jokes. I thought that this had like a darker overtone than especially the last one. The last one was like, hey, we're having a good time over here until the very end. And then it's like, oh my God, they killed my favorite character. And then this one, it's like everything's a downer and like they're losing the entire time.
That's probably why there's so many
People
jokes.
are dying.
They're trying to balance it out.
Well, that sucks. If you're making it dark, listen, I will agree. I like what they're doing with Kylo Ren and Rey in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I think everything else you can just get rid of. You're wasting my time.
So, like, towards the end, I thought that the movie ended and then it just kept going. And then it ended again. And I was like, oh, this movie has 2 endings for 2 separate storylines.
Sure.
And in the middle of the second ending, I was like, this should have ended. And then at the end of that second ending, I was like, Oh no, I like that. That was cool.
I will say, I think this movie's 25 minutes too long.
It is long, and it feels long.
There's no need for this to be 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
No, and kind of like you said last time that, like, you know, I was like, oh, I like Finn. And you're like, oh, they're going to do so much with him. And, like, yeah, he does stuff in this, but it's to the side. It's like, that's not why we're here.
Yeah. He's the B storyline for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the, what is it? The third original Star Wars.
Return of the Jedi?
Yes. You know how, like, my whole thing for that movie was like, there is one plot thread that they need to tie up, and it's Luke facing Vader and, like, bringing him to the light. Everything else is just a waste of your time. That's kind of happening in this one as well, where it's like, there's two storylines here that are important.
Yeah.
And the rest is not.
Well,
just get that shit out of my face.
And that becomes part of the problem is we're all over the place in this movie.
There's a lot going on.
And it's like, we don't need this many characters. Cut 25 minutes out of this movie, focus on what we need to focus on, and let's go.
So I thought that initially, but I thought the payoff for a lot of these characters was good. And we'll get to it, you know?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, right away, I'm hating the funny guy stuff. And I know he's stalling. I just think it's annoying.
Yeah.
I did like the very, like, angry, like, I can hear you, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
But it's just, again, it feels so out of the Star Wars world because it feels like people talking on a cell phone. Like, this is not shit you'd see in either of the Star Wars movies before this. This is very much made for a modern day audience to be like, hey, you guys remember those commercials? What, can you hear me now? You guys know cell phones, right?
Yeah.
Right. And yeah,
Sure.
I could agree with that. But also, that might be the only joke I remember. I don't remember there being any jokes in this.
I wrote down a lot of them.
There's a lot of Finn being a goofball.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember a little bit.
And Poe is constantly running his mouth.
Yeah.
You know, but even at one point, Luke Skywalker's being funny, and it's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
You can't be funny here.
Yeah, you're a crabby old guy.
Poe flies right at the Dreadnought, and his ship is too small for him to blow it up, which I do enjoy. Like, why can't we just light this thing up? It's like, because we'll kill ourselves. That thing is too small. I do have a question here, though. What's with this one guy's voice who's talking to Domhnall Gleeson? He's like, oh, the guy's coming over here. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's one guy with a super squeaky voice. He has one line, and then it's just done. And I'm like, what was that? What the hell was that guy? It was a regular dude, and he's like, oh, Domhnall Gleeson.
I don't recall this guy at all. Was it Stitch?
Yeah.
He's an alien.
There's absolutely a guy right here at the very beginning who has this like weird squeaky ass voice, and he's just talking to him, and it doesn't have any effect in the movie. It just for a second I was like, what was that?
That's kind of like you see the Batman.
Yeah.
Remember that one detective? He's like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Yes.
That guy.
That dude has smoked so many cigarettes.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you? I don't like this guy. I don't want to make fun of him because I do wonder sometimes. Like, was he sick while he was filming that? Like,
right. But also, like, as the director, you got to be like, I'm sorry, we got to get somebody else.
Yeah. Everyone is evacuated from the base. General Organa tells Poe to come back, but he wants to destroy the Dreadnought. BB-8 really thinks with his head and fixes Poe's ship just in time. I love BB-8. The way he just rams his head into the thing and that helps it fix it.
Yeah, I like BB-8 more than I liked either the droids and the other ones.
You know what helps this movie a lot is C-3PO is barely in it at all.
Barely, brother. Get that guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we're with BB-8 a lot, and I like it.
Even when he is there, everybody's like, shut the fuck up, C-3PO. You shut your fucking trap.
Leia kicks him down a flight of stairs.
But like he's talking and Poe is like, shut up.
Yeah.
Go to hell, you dumb robot.
But also, why doesn't he have the red arm anymore?
Who cares? Fuck that guy.
No, I agree.
Throw him into a star.
When we first see him in the last movie, he makes a big deal about the red arm. He just doesn't have it anymore. They fixed him? Okay.
I'm sure they have a lot of the Marvel comics. They did comic like lines that were supposed to be canon with these movies, so it's probably in a comic or something. So they're like, "Oh, we have to keep canon with the comics."
You know what it was? They were like, this fucking robot won't shut up about his red arm. Somebody fix it. Fix it. Now we can't talk about it.
The Resistance send their bombers to destroy the Dreadnought, but all of them get fucked up except for one. We do get this big heroic death. I do enjoy this. This lady,
that was cool.
Yeah.
And it shows that she's wearing the necklace, and that later comes back to Rose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
I don't get though. Like they're like, get that bomber, and then like she's not even flying it, and it's just moving straight very slowly, and they just seem totally unable to hit this ship that's going like 3 miles an hour. No pilot.
Yeah, in the middle of open space, like nothing's blocking it. Yeah, I thought the same thing. But also, as this was all happening, like Poe is like, "Nah, we're here, let's fight him," and Leia's like, "Yo, don't do that. Like everybody's gonna die," and like she's right. And as this is happening, I was like, "Yeah, okay, everybody's cheering that they blew up that one thing, but like, how many people just died? Like, just died." And then as soon as later when they meet, Leia slaps him and is like, "Yeah, at what cost?" And I was like, "Oh, I wrote that. That's cool."
Yeah. Yeah.
You wrote that scene? That's nuts, Andy.
Yeah,
but
I'm one with the Force.
How come the bombers didn't come back? Like, how come they didn't call off the bombers? Like, even though Poe was like, "No, we're gonna do it." How come Leia wasn't like, "Okay, bombers, retreat"? Like, and then they were like, "Okay," and then do it.
Like, talk to everybody. Be like, "Hey guys, ignore Poe. If he wants to die, let him die." Like,
like it seems weird that she just let them do it just to like prove a point, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snoke shows up via hologram and uses the Force via hologram. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Some Force hologram shit.
That's cool.
Finn wakes up in a weird thing and just like wanders out in this weird water suit.
Yeah, it's like
is this like a new BAFTA tank or some shit? Like, what is this? Okay,
that's exactly what it is.
Rey approaches Luke Skywalker on the remote island and gives him the lightsaber. He tosses it behind him and walks away. She follows him back to his shack and he doesn't open the door. We then meet the Porgs for the first time. I think they're really cute, but again, it's this kind of Disney-fication of this movie where even later on, they've just bought one of the Porgs with them to fight this battle, and it's like, the Porgs are cute. They are. Leave them on this island.
It feels very much like we need a stuffed animal to sell, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
Yes. That I noticed and was like, all right, there's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 too many cutaways to these things and their reactions to what's happening.
Yeah.
But like even later on when we meet those like frog people who live on this island who weren't on the island until they realized they could use them for comedic foil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The whole time Luke's like, yeah, I live here alone. Oh, those people you fucked up? Yeah, they lived here too. Yeah, you just blasted a hole in their house? Yeah, they're also here.
Yeah, and then they'll disappear for many scenes, and then they'll reappear, and it's like, what's the story with them?
Yeah, they'll reappear when they want Rey to fuck something up.
Yeah, I'm thinking that those are probably studio notes. I'm thinking that Rian Johnson,
100%,
he's a very capable director. Like we did previous episode, Knives Out. He's an excellent director.
Yes.
And this movie, like, looks great. It's shot fantastically. I mean, he's a great director. I think that he submitted this and they were like, okay, this is good. It's really dark, though. And we're Disney now. So let's throw some cute little critters in here, some little weird aliens over here. Let's throw some jokes in here. You know, let's make it a little, Disney. And he was like, all right,
probably,
whatever.
Probably a likely scenario.
Yeah. Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why we have they're cracking all these jokes too. But
well, also they're trying to like to an extent, I think, like do the Marvel formula, which there's a lot of jokes in Marvel.
Yes.
You know, but like it's just not really, and that works for Marvel because it's kind of its own thing that started off like that. But Star Wars, like there's a couple jokes in the original trilogy, but they're largely like funny to us, like not like Han didn't say it to be funny. Like he
Right.
said
Right.
something and then we laugh because that's so Han.
It's within the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's situational. Like when I remember in the original Star Wars, a new Pope, I think.
Yep.
Where
Where the smoke billows out.
yes,
The
that
one.
Yeah. We have a new pope. Yeah.
Like when they like shot all the stormtroopers in that one room, and then they get like a like they're like, "Hey, everything all right out there?" He's like, "Yeah, everything's good. Don't ever come up here. Don't ever."
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's funny, and it's situational.
Well, it's like, yeah, because he says at one point in that movie when he says something and then he makes us look like, why did I say that?
Yeah. It's good. That's good. And where this is like, oh, this, like you said, like, oh, everybody knows cell phones. Let's make a relatable joke about, being on a phone call and like being a jerk to somebody, but they don't really know it. Like, okay, it's just not.
It's basically a prank
Star
phone call.
Wars,
Yeah.
Like crank calls in Star Wars. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I do think you have a place for these kind of things in the Star Wars universe,
Sure.
but I kind of think that's what all these Disney Plus shows are for. I think when you're making these mainline movies, you just stick to what worked. You stick to the Star Wars formula, and then you can branch out in these different things on these side movies and your TV shows. You want to make a Western in Star Wars? Cool, The Mandalorian. You want to make an espionage film in Star Wars? That's how you get Andor.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, I don't think Disney Plus was a thing when this came out.
I don't think so either, but
And or what?
very good. Very, very
Thank
good.
you. I'm definitely the first person to make that joke.
I think so.
Yeah.
Although, if
also-
you haven't watched Andor, highly recommend. I loved it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I hear that's like the best, some of the best Star Wars. But I like this movie because it kind of, I wouldn't say it breaks formula. It kind of does a lot of, it takes the original, like what happened in the original trilogy, and is like, yeah, but what if he did go that way?
Right.
And like, let's see what happens. And that's what I like about it.
I like everything they're doing with Rey, Kylo Ren, and even Luke.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all that.
It's everything around it. I'm just like, we could cut a lot of this shit out.
Okay.
You know? Well, here's something we talked about last time, and I think this kind of takes a little bit away, but we see Snoke in person for the first time. And last week we talked about, oh, he's a big fucking guy. That's cool.
Yeah,
no, he's just a regular dude.
But
he's
he's
still pretty
also
tall, though.
yeah, he's
like,
pretty.
he's
like
kind
9
of
feet
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's sitting the whole time.
Yeah.
He's still pretty imposing, and like he's really strong with the Force. So you could see him just like moving people around. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he uses
we
the
don't
Force
really-
via hologram. That's sick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking cool. And he looks cool, and it's Andy Serkis, so it's like it's good, you know.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis doesn't fuck around.
He looks cool. He just has a big hole in his cheek from doing too much chew.
Yep. Yep.
He was a former baseball coach,
Yeah.
a former Blurns ball coach. Because we're in
Nice.
space.
Yes.
It's Futurama. It's good.
Multi-ball.
Snoke bitches out Kylo Ren, and he's like, take that stupid mask off. He's like, okay. I don't know why I laughed really hard at this, at the idea that Kylo Ren just has a Band-Aid on.
It's
like
It's like kinesial tape, it looks
it's like it's in his skin. It's supposed to be some kind of take on the Japanese art when they like fill the cracks with gold or something.
Oh, because later on he just has a scar.
It heals
like,
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I honestly just thought he just had like a Band-Aid on.
Yeah.
I go to Owie.
Yeah, and it was just something funny about like a Star Wars big bad. I have a Band-Aid. Look, Snoke, it's a First Order Band-Aid.
You know, I
First order brand Band-Aid.
I asked for the Garfield one, but they were all out.
just a side note, as a second grade teacher, I spend more time determining if kids need Band-Aids than I do anything else. They're like, Mr. J, I need a Band-Aid. I'm like, can I see? Because like, if you're not bleeding, you don't need a Band-Aid, dude. I'm administering Band-Aids 24/7, dude. That's like practically my entire job.
Mr. J, I need a Band-Aid. I'm missing a finger. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god. Brother, put that shit on ice.
Snoke does some electric shocks on Ren and zaps him away. He calls him a child in a mask, so Ren throws a temper tantrum on the elevator and destroys his helmet in the process. The look one of Ren's men gives the other dude when Ren's like, prepare my ship! He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, this isn't good.
That dude's scary.
All right, Andy, I'm going to ask you about this.
Okay.
What do you think about the space nipples and the blue milk?
Oh, that was the part that I cummed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought unnecessary and gross, but that's Star Wars, you know?
Luke milks this thing, drinks it, and then this creature gives Rey these sultry eyes.
Like, you next?
Yeah.
I'll have what she's having.
Could you imagine watching a farmer milk a cow and the cow being like, what's up, big boy? You want to get in on this action?
Yeah.
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music, by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it.
Luke does some of the most impractical fishing in the world. It's like, you got to be able to catch fish easier than that. You're on a coast.
Yeah.
Like, you're surrounded by water and you're doing that. He then catches the most hideous looking fish of all time.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think it's called the Andy fish. God.
Robbie, you dog.
I then think this is another part where it gets very Disney, because Rey gets drawn by some whispers, which is fine. But then we're like in a door in a tree.
That stuff was very Harry Potter to me.
Okay, that I can see that too.
Hearing whispers and being drawn to something, that's Chamber of Secrets, brother.
The whispers, I'm not even concerned more with the whispers, more like the setting of how, like, she's like in a tree and there's a door in the tree.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's Disney as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's also supposed to be drawing like comparisons to like Empire, when, you know, Luke's training with Yoda and hears the whisper coming from the forest about, and he also goes into a hole in a tree too.
I know, I get that, but like, we see this hole in the ground, the beach ussy, as you will.
Yeah, so it's deeply.
I will
very,
not.
Very
Robbie.
sexual. that hole has a bush, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, just the way she like goes into it, and just the way it looks. Like, I get like, but you're on an island like this. Just make it her be pulled into a forest then.
Well, I liked how he
like
was explaining. He was like, "Oh, the force is the balance between everything."
Yes,
it's not just like it's not good, it's not bad. It's the balance between the two. And I like that stuff, and then I like how he immediately freaks out because she like goes to the dark immediately, and he's like you see it in his eyes. He's like, "What the fuck? I've never like."
Yes.
I haven't seen anything like that since. We'll explain that later.
Since I gotta shut up, I almost said too much.
Yeah, I almost spoiled the whole fucking movie.
But that is one of the kind of like him being, do you feel the force? Oh.
Yeah, but then she's like, yeah, but you weren't there. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really one with the force these days, brother.
Well, they even say, you've turned your back on the light too, and it's like, yeah, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah, he's separated himself entirely from it. And all the I remember when this came out, I remember being at my job at the time, and like people were arguing about this. They're like, not my Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But later, this is explained really well why he did this.
Yes.
And it's like, did you watch the rest of the movie? Because it's explained really well. Like,
imagine if we just focused on this story.
Yeah.
And got out of here in a clean 2 hours.
I mean, that I can agree with this. This movie, while it is at times very focused, at other times not focused at all.
I'm saying this because we haven't even got to the part with Finn and Rose yet.
Yeah.
Like, And we're like, this is good. Like, for the most part, like, yeah, okay, this makes sense. We're going somewhere with this. Let's not slow it the fuck down.
Yeah, but I also, like, Mark Hamill, I feel like he didn't really have time to shine in the original trilogy, like, as an actor. You know, he was kind of just like especially in the first one, it's like, gee whiz, like, just like a wide-eyed little boy.
Yeah.
But here, I think he's got chops. He's good.
Oh yeah, he's doing really well here. Although I do hate this line here he has when they're talking, and he asks Rey, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "Nowhere." And he's like, "Everyone's from somewhere." And she goes, "I'm from Jakku." And he goes, "Okay, that is pretty much nowhere." Shut up, dude.
Yeah, you're from Sandland, dude.
Like,
fuck you.
But like, you're supposed to be a grumpy old man. Okay, that is pretty much nowhere. No, just say that's a start.
That feels like Han Solo would say that.
Yeah, that's a Han Solo line for sure.
I didn't really love that. Rey finds the original Jedi texts, and Luke says, "Just like me, they're the last of the Jedi religion," which is cool. I like that we're seeing actual like texts from the Jedi.
Yeah.
Rey needs help, but Luke refuses to train another generation of Jedi. He says, "I came to this island to die. It's time for the Jedi to end," which I do agree. This is when we get Leia Organa then demotes Poe, and she smacks him around for being stupid. Leia reveals to Finn that Rey has a tracking beacon or something, because he's like, "How are we going to get her back?" And she's like, "Don't worry, we got this like thing on her."
Yeah, that felt a little cheap.
Yeah.
It was
contrived.
It's a bracelet? Like, I don't know. Like, is that a toy again? Like, what's going on?
No, that is a toy, because you used to be able to get those at Disney for the fucking Galactic Experience, or whatever it was called.
True.
Yeah.
True. It's like, oh, cool. Why does it have like a Hello Kitty on it? You know?
Mine came with Donald. This is another shit I hated from Poe, is Snoke's ship pulls up on them, and Poe looks at Leia and goes, "Permission to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up?" Dude, we're in a war.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's being passive aggressive.
Like, just go fight. Go fight, you fucking baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
you
sorry.
baby ass.
Sorry she demoted you because you got people killed.
Yeah, you killed thousands of people.
It's almost the same joke as like in Avengers when they're like on the helicarrier and Captain America's going, "Put on the suit." And he's going, "Oh yeah, I'd love to." And then they get attacked and he's like, "No, really, put on the suit." It's like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. I hated that shit. It's also, maybe I shouldn't do this, but I attribute it to real life. Could you imagine if you were in a serious situation and you said something like that? Like, imagine you were in the military and like you're in a battle and you say to your permission to jump in a tank and blow something up. Your general would be like, "Are you an asshole? Are you a fucking asshole?
I was just yelling at you for doing that exact thing.
Yeah.
It's a touchy subject.
Dishonorable discharge.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up."
Which is something I got from Robbie.
Nice.
Kylo Ren leads the fight himself. I love this shit because it's just like Vader in the original trilogy when he's flying around and he's shooting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's the difference between a leader and a boss. I don't see Snoke in one of these things, probably because he can't fit.
Yeah. He'll be a bigger TIE fighter.
I did like how he's about to shoot the part where his mom's at.
Yeah.
And he hesitates and he's like, "I can't do it. I already killed my dad and I feel, if anything, I feel worse. I thought I would feel better and I feel fucking worse."
That was what his whole conversation with Snoke was about. He's like, "I killed my dad." He was like, "Yeah, not enough."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I gotta kill my mommy."
It also seems like Leia might be reaching out to him in that moment.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
like
yeah.
closes
Yes.
her eyes and
Well, they
that's
notice
good
each
too.
other.
yeah.
We also, before she gets blasted, we do get an egregious example of plot armor. There are a couple in this movie. But Ren fires directly into the ship. We watch a bunch of X-Wings blow up. We see no less than like 4 people die, but Poe just gets blasted back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
He keeps getting thrown to safety by these explosions.
Maybe don't let me see other people die from that.
Right.
You know, at least if I only know Poe's there, like, all right, you know what? He just slipped. When I see other people die, I go, that's bad plot armor. That's bad.
Yeah. But then some other bad guys, they blast Leia out. And I was like, oh, they killed her. Jesus.
They should have. I think this is exactly where she should have died.
Yeah.
Well, she died in real life after filming this, right?
Yeah, before this even comes out, she was dead.
Yeah.
So, like, is she in the next one?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Does she have a big part?
No.
Because her part's kind of big here.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah.
This was bad. And again, I have no problem with her being a Force user, but like, first of all, her face, she's dead. She's a human being. I know she has the Force, but floating out in space like that, you're dead. You're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't see any humans doing that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, if she was dead when it came out, I think this was a very classy way to get rid of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Maybe not showing her like lifeless corpse in space, but just the explosion and cutaway and film a funeral scene. It seems like they had a pretty good way out here, and they didn't take it. Also, very unceremoniously killed Admiral Akbar.
I know, they just like, oh yeah, he's dead too. So, what?
It's like in Harry Potter when you just see like Lupin on the ground dead. Like, it's like, whoa, what happened there? Well, Jesus.
Yeah, they literally like, they're like, a bunch of us are dead, including Akbar, by the way.
Yeah. We loved, he was a huge part of Jedi, just
wait,
basically off screen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sucked. That was bad how like unceremonious they just dropped that in there.
Yeah. Mon Mothma was in there too. No, I'm joking. Whoever we didn't want to figure out where they'd be after this point, where they were all on now that bridge there.
Yeah, they're all and somehow C-3PO's not on it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
They just show his head just floating through space.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Jar Jar was on it.
We're back on the deserted island. Chewbacca roasts a porg and then feels guilty because a cute little porg looks at him. It's like, come on, guys, let's move this along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary again.
Luke sneaks onto the Falcon and sees R2-D2. And then R2 shows Luke the hologram from the first movie to talk him into helping. Luke offers Rey 3 lessons and vows to teach her the ways of the Jedi and why they need to end. Laura Dern, that's Holdo, right? That's how you pronounce it? Holdo?
Yeah, I think so.
Takes control of the Resistance. It's down to just 400 people. Poe is absolutely shocked that the Vice Admiral's a woman.
Yeah.
He cannot fathom this.
Brother.
Yeah.
Leia's a woman.
Yeah, I know. It's like, the first two movies, you've been dealing with strong women. Why is this a shock to you, dude?
Yeah.
And rightfully so, she then fucking hates him. She's like, stick to your post and follow my orders. You got a bunch of people fucking killed.
Yeah.
And you didn't think a woman could do this job for some reason. Finn is trying to run away when he sees a woman crying. She then catches him leaving. Her name is Rose, and she's really excited to meet Finn. This is another thing I don't need at the start here when they first meet. And she's like, you're Finn from the first, oh my God, you're from the first, I want an autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like how she like catches him trying to bail.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
That's cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I like that she was like, yeah, I've been sitting here the whole time just zapping people who try to escape.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
got a bag, huh?
Yeah.
In an escape pod.
She hits him with the shocker so he can't run away. Rose and Finn have an exposition-filled conversation, and they're starting to really dig each other. They're just explaining shit.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, right? When she hit him with the shot.
Yeah.
He had never
realized-
had that before, so it just
Yeah.
I realized after I said it, I was like, that's not how that's...
Yeah.
I was like,
she hit him with the shocker. He was like, ah!
and he comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't know I was into that. I didn't even know I had a pink.
Oh, right in the pee hole. Ugh.
Oh, no.
But yeah, they just had this conversation where they're just like explaining shit like that's happening. Like, oh, by the way, if you haven't been watching the movie,
Yeah.
this is going on here.
But they always, you know what I don't like about this? Characters in this throughout the movie and in this scene too, they all talk about like what happened as if they had seen the movie.
Yes.
You know, like she's like, me and my sister thought you were great. It's like, what do you mean? Like, did you see The Force Awakens? And then like when Rey is like, you brought Darth Vader back to the light. Like, what are you talking about? Did you see that movie? Like, how do you like? You didn't even know like what like a spaceship was like the last movie. You were just a stick girl, and now you're like, oh no, I know everything. I'm caught up. Yeah.
Well, it's like in the last movie when they treated Han Solo and everything like they were celebrities. Like, you're the Han Solo?
Yeah. It's so bizarre.
You know, at least that had 30 years in between it. This is just like, hey, what you did like apparently yesterday or something?
Yeah. This is supposed to be like 12 hours later. Like Rey is still standing there handing out the lightsaber. Like it has not been long at all.
Yeah.
How did she hear about this? Yeah.
I'm assuming maybe Leia exposited everything to her like on the way.
Yeah.
But she's like a low level. Like, why would Leia be wasting her time talking to this lady?
No, he's talking about Rey.
Talking about Rey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come here, I want to tell you what happened like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, we're having a company meeting. We're just going to explain everything. I'm going to give you the rundown, all the names.
We have some footage to show you.
Gonna hit you with all the Star Wars, all right? They're like, Star Wars? What's that?
Here's this documentary we made. It's called The Force Awakens. I hope you enjoy it.
It's kind of a retread of,
You know, you all saw New Hope, right?
Yeah.
Finn and Rose explain to Poe that they can sneak onto Snoke's destroyer and disable their tracker. They calls Maz Kanata from the first movie, and sorry guys, I can't be in this one.
Yeah.
Like what? It was a scheduling conflict. She was in another movie or something.
Yeah. But then they still gave her like fourth billing in the end credits.
Why even include her? She was so minor even in the first movie. It seems so they just needed someone to call, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't help them. She tells them to go find the master code breaker. Rey and Ren then see each other, and she shoots at him, but actually just blasts through a wall. That's when we then meet the weird frog people who also live on this island, apparently. He's not as secluded or, like, as solitary as he made it all out to be. He has a whole community of frog people he's living with.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do movie Fridays. It's fun time.
You think he's getting intimate?
This is my frog wife.
I know that.
This is Roberta.
The milk thing,
Nice.
You know? That thing milked, maybe.
Oh, no. That wasn't its milk.
It's like, we here believe in polygamy.
Interspecies polygamy.
Not my Luke Skywalker.
You know what? That's fair then.
Yeah.
If you want to say my Luke Skywalker doesn't fuck animals, you're right. That's fair. Neither does mine.
Right. And he's also monogamous.
Yeah.
You know what? I ain't gonna judge a lifestyle.
Yeah, you go ahead.
You know, but I'll say this: your Luke Skywalker also kisses his sister, Brother Bear. So
That's true. That's
That's my Luke Skywalker.
That's true. Some of the
I really like the Kylo and Rey stuff.
Yeah.
I like how they're both kind of confused as to what's happening. They're like, hey, you're not really here, but I see and hear you very clearly. What is it? What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
At one point, he gets really scared. He goes, wait, can you see my surroundings?
Yeah. You can't see what's on my desk, right? Or my internet history.
Don't come in here. He closes his laptop. Rey and Ren talk. Oh, yeah, we met the frog people. Luke explains the Force to Rey. And as they're explaining it, they do these cut-ins of, like, nature. And it's like, yeah, I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I don't need the visuals. Because it's, like, stock footage of, like, the ocean. Grass. Flowers. I'm like, I'm watching. Yeah, I know what nature is.
It is an interesting. It's sort of unlike anything that ever happens in Star Wars. This sequence.
It's weird though, because again, it's just stock footage. It looks like
it's very nice footage, and it's like a sped up flower, if I recall correctly, right? Like,
yeah, they show I think a volcano at one point.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a choice, I guess.
It is a choice.
I don't hate it, but it does feel out of place.
Luke hates the Jedi and says that they're vain. He's not wrong. The darkness beneath the island starts calling for Rey, and he's like, "You went straight to the dark. What the fuck?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that the whole thing? The whole thing is like, the darkness is like power,
Tempting.
and the light is like, what is the light? That's the thing. Like, what even is it?
Peace. I don't know.
Yeah.
Peace. Okay.
Tranquility and
Yeah,
As
these
we
guys
find
with
out-
laser swords are peace. Yeah. Okay.
As we find out, the light is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
It's kind of like, at least the darkness is. It's kind of like, it's all about you, brother. Like,
Yeah.
you could have this power, brother. And the light is like, what? Don't do that. Hey,
don't do lightning.
hey, please don't do that.
Don't do lightning. That's bad.
You kind of know, like, Rey is never really gonna go to the darkness. She's a very like kind-hearted person. Like, I was never even for a second like, oh, she's gonna go to the dark side. But
there was a big internet thing that people thought in the third movie she was going to turn bad and Kylo Ren was going to turn good, and there was
that would be cool.
It was a very interesting thought, but you know, as you say, I think ultimately everyone was like, well, they're not going to do that.
We see in the first one she was in, it's like she's lost. She doesn't know where her parents are. She doesn't know what she is. So like, with power comes like, oh, maybe with this power
Responsibility.
Of course. My Uncle Ben told me that. But like, with that power, you can get those answers, maybe. You know, like, it's tempting you with what you want.
Yeah.
And that's why, that's how I took it. Like, oh, that's why she went right there.
Yeah, it definitely it calls to you, and in the same way that, like, you know, Sidious was like, oh, it can save your wife. Like, it's
Right.
always, there's always a reason for it to be whatever you're missing in your life. You know, that's like, I think that's how it kind of works.
Yeah, but like, I really like how Mark Hamill plays a good, like, I'm freaked the fuck out right now. You went right there, and you're incredibly powerful with the Force. And that's the other thing I think a lot of Star Wars fans that are like butthurt, I think they're like, there's no way Kylo Ren is stronger than Darth Vader. But like, I think judging by what happens later in this movie, I think he is. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think people forget that when you write movies like this, you have to make what comes next stronger.
Right.
Because
or
if you
scarier.
go backwards,
Yeah.
what's the fucking point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could just be like, oh, Luke will just clean it up.
Yeah. Like, no, he has to be stronger. And that's okay, everybody.
Right. And it makes sense that Rey would have to be stronger as well to face that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
that's how movies work. That's how storytelling works. It's
even-
okay.
If you look at anything, like, you could look at, like, okay, Rush in the 70s. Wow. These guys were the top, like, the best musicians in rock. And now, like, a kid now will start, like, their first song will be like Spirit of Radio.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Now that drummer or guitarist or bassist is 22 and they're way better than I will ever be.
Right.
As you see, like, people online, like, upset about it. It's like, this is bullshit. It's like, dude, yeah, they started where you left off.
Right.
They're gonna be better than you.
That's how humanity's always worked, so kind of
Right.
building off of the information we learned from the last go.
Right. And that's a big thing in this movie.
Yeah.
When you started
that's
the
cool.
Rush analogy, I thought you were going to say, and then Neil Peart joined the band and they got even better. And I was like, you're right, they did.
Yeah, that's true, but it's completely irrelevant, Andy.
Finn and Rose travel to Kanto Bite looking for the Master Codebreaker. All right, we can't put them back in a cantina. Casino! Put them in a casino!
You know, I have some ointment for my Kanto bite. Thank you.
I really like this little dude putting coins in BB-8.
Yeah.
Yes. Apparently that is Mark Hamill.
BB-8?
He's voicing
he
the
voiced that
alien.
little guy.
That makes sense.
I don't mind the casino. It's kind of
No, I don't mind it either. I just think it's one of those things where it's like, they're like, all right, we're Star Wars. We need to put him in like a a party place, a drinking. You know what I mean? I don't mind it. I just laugh because it's like, all right, well, we did a cantina last time again.
Well, this is where it's like.
And that's why the next movie they go to a brothel.
Oh shit! Trying to see some Star Wars boobies.
Yeah.
Like, I like, and also, I don't know, this part. I feel like it is just short of overstaying its welcome, because like it shows another part of the Star Wars universe where, like, yeah, okay, the First Order is now like they're the new big bads. And there is also like this massive economic disparity in this universe. Like
there always has been in Star Wars.
Right. But this is kind of got like a magnifying glass on it. It's like, oh, look at all these rich people, and then on the outskirts, it's just like slaves. And it's like, okay, cool, I'm into this. But also, we were just pretty deep into the Force and stuff. I'm really interested in that. Can we speed your little fetch quest up, please?
Yes.
You know?
Especially, I'm sorry, Rose gives her backstory, and it is sad, but it gets cheesy because she starts delivering these really like motivational posters type lines, and I'm just like, all right, I'm sorry your sister's dead, Rose, but let's move it along. And then they get arrested for a parking violation.
Yeah. The scene, all this is too long. There's too much.
Yes.
They could have trimmed so much of this fat. I do like the idea they want to show you the casino. It's like, oh, we've seen all the dingy bars and stuff, and here's like a high-end place. We've never really seen that kind of lifestyle at all in Star Wars. Everything's either been you're on the Death Star or you live in the slums. Those are your two options.
Yeah.
And it looks more like how Star Wars looked in the prequels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like everything's clean and pristine, and like that's. I feel like they might be saying something with that, because like before, the Order 66, everything was pretty cool. Do it.
Yeah.
But and then after that, everything went to shit. But like the rich people still got that clean, nice shit. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rey does some cool battle training, including with the lightsaber. Luke watches her swinging around. She then knocks down a rock, destroying the work of some of the hardworking frog people.
It's terrible. She's the worst.
These people deserve better. I'm sorry. I want justice for the frog people.
Yeah.
What I did like about the frog people is when that rock smashes down, like they just stop in their tracks and they just gently look up.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a funny reaction to that. Like, can you guys get the fuck out of our weird island, please? You're ruining it.
I like to imagine one of them tried to speak up to Luke Skywalker at one point, and he immediately just force killed them. And then, like, he just sat there, and then he just sat there eating like frog legs one day, and was like, "Do you want to say something about it?"
Like, all right, we'll take care of the island, but please don't kill my children.
Luke tells Rey like part of the truth because he's like, I had 12 pupils and Kylo Ren, and then Kylo turned on me one night. I don't know why.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
He said yada yada yada. Kylo's a bad guy.
Yeah. We watch the bad guys destroy a bomber, and then Finn and Rose are like in jail. They're locked up, and I know whenever my evil plans have been thwarted and I'm in a cell, I talk out loud to my co-conspirator, making sure everyone can hear what the plan was.
Yeah.
Why would you do that, Rob?
Well, because I'm in a movie, obviously.
Oh, of course.
And I might just be in a cell with Benicio del Toro, who is a codebreaker, whose name in the movie I never got. And I was like, you know what? Benicio del Toro works.
Yeah.
That's a Star Wars name.
And also, the best way to put away your disbelief of why would you talk about it in a cell is just to have Benicio del Toro go, you were talking about it so loudly and I heard you.
Yeah. I am exactly what you need. I could have broken out of this cell this entire time, but luckily I waited for you to say you specifically needed a code breaker, and now I'm here. How fortuitous.
Yeah.
I just wanted a nap. Like, seriously, was he just taking a nap before breaking out and got lucky and they got lucky? This is bad.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Just have them bring the Master Codebreaker. That's Justin Theroux, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just get the Master Codebreaker or something.
It's enough of a story.
Like, this is so stupid that they're like locked up and be like, God damn it. Now, how on earth are we going to get a Codebreaker to break into the fucking
Codebreaker, eh?
Yeah, come on. Do better.
Yeah. Now that you bring that to my attention, that is a glaring issue.
That was such a waste of time. We've already gone to this place. We don't need you getting arrested for a parking violation. Oh shit, we parked our car in the wrong spot.
Not a ticket. They got arrested and go to jail.
God, that's bad.
Yeah, that's rough.
But yeah, then Del Toro just like escapes. He's like, I could have done this the whole time. And like, I guess he is useful.
Yeah, what I did like about that is BB-8 shooting coins.
Oh, that was fun.
Filling BB-8 with coins to the fucking brim. That's great.
He was just loaded up.
Yeah, it was like, I'm winning on this one. BB-8's like, I am not a casino machine. I'm not a slot machine.
But I also really like that before he even used the coins, BB-8 fucked up some of the guards. Because he rounds the corner and these guys are just tied up. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, don't fuck with that little ball.
No, I wouldn't. BB-8 helps Del Toro escape. Finn and Rose escape through the sewers. They get to the weird horse creatures that they saw earlier. Some kids all help them escape. That kid is as good as dead. It's like, wait, kid, you helped the... Oh, you're dead, kid. We don't care. It's also weird, like, we always see kids in this movie, and they're always on the side of the resistance. But, like, in real life, there would be some kids who are brainwashed their parents and be like, rebel scum!
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And like, we
100%.
never see that. They just, these movies, and I get it, they're kids. You got to look at the innocence of children. But in the real world, you got to have some of these kids, you know, throwing out slurs every now and then when they see like, you know, like a Rodian or something. I don't know.
But that kid's fine, though. He doesn't die. He's in the end of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
He's at the end. Yeah.
No, I know. But we're not there yet, and that was my note.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, I was like, that kid is going to fucking... Because later on, that kid has a resistance ring, and it's like, dude, don't wear that!
Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna kill you.
The creatures stampede to the casino. I don't need any of this. Finn and Rose ride one to escape, and then they let them all free. But these are creatures who have been held captive their whole concept. They have no idea of what it's like to be a wild animal. They're all dead in a week.
Yeah, I give him a week, yeah. I give him 11 minutes. While this is, like you said, mostly unnecessary, I cannot help but say it looks good. All this looks very good.
I can't complain how it looks, although I hate the design of these creatures because their faces have like this uncanny valley thing where they have like very expressive human type faces. And I'm like, I don't like that design. It looks good, but the design is a no from me.
Well, it looks good, but it turned me on. Let's move on.
Andy, no.
What?
He said move on, Rob.
Yeah, move on. Move it along.
You know what's something I don't understand though? Like, hey Disney, you did these expressive faces for these things that are just animals. Just make them animals. But you couldn't do expressive faces for that Lion King CGI movie you did, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, apparently it's better in the Mufasa movie.
I refuse to see that.
Yeah, I don't give it.
It's even dumber. So at some point, the animals just stopped being expressive.
Yeah.
Those damn vaccines.
I barely know her.
At some point, they all got Botox.
Yeah. Got lip injections on a lion.
Rafiki's doing the surgeries.
Yeah, he's the only one with thumbs. So
thank God it's him.
But even he's like, I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God.
After all, I am a monkey.
Yeah.
I'm just a baboon.
I'm usually looking at the stars and stuff. This is a whole other level for me. So
I do have a doctorate, but it's in astronomy.
Yeah. I do like paint juice usually. Like tree juice into paints. That's my speciality.
Yeah. I have a degree in Santa Squana Squash Banana.
Del Toro and BB-8 save Finn and Rose. Luke force talks to Leia a little bit. Rey force talks to Kylo. There's a lot of force talking in this movie. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
Kylo tells Rey what really happened with Luke. Oh, so he just said I turned on him? No.
Yeah.
One night I was a teenager and I woke up and he was holding his fucking sword to my head.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
This is where I was like, oh, this is a good movie. This is a good movie just for this. Yeah. Also, I like how Rey and Kylo, they're like into each other.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a tension there. I was like, this is a whole other thing going like throughout this. That's very cool to me. I don't know, like that's like if it's just a completely different dynamic. Like before it was father son, now it's like potential lovers. Interesting, very interesting.
Rey gets pulled into the island's hole. She asks a big mirror to see her parents, and she just sees herself.
That shit's Harry Potter as fuck. Brother.
Yes, it is. That really is.
Mm-hmm.
Luke then walks in on Rey and Kylo doing force hand touches. It's not what it looks like.
Wait, she asked the mirror.
Luke, knock first.
She asked the mirror to see her parents, and then it showed her. She's her own mom.
Yeah. I'm my own grandpa. That's what she sings.
Yeah.
Luke tells Rey the truth, but it was really flimsy. She's like, I wasn't really gonna kill Ben. I just had a moment of weakness and held my lightsaber to his throat.
Yeah. If only he had just thought about it without the lightsaber drawn.
Yeah.
Right. He was gonna fucking do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the thing is like, because after this, I was like, all right, let me see what some of the people are saying. So like, I do some research, and people are like, why would Luke do that if, you know, he's already turned a really bad guy in the past, his dad. Like, why wouldn't he just like have the faith in Kylo to do it? But then like, you see how he reacted when Rey went to the dark side for even a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, he was terrified because
Like, maybe I should kill you too.
Yeah. So, like, the power was immense, and he was like, I've never seen anything like this. I have to kill it.
Yeah.
Like, and it, because he did that, it shook him to the very core where he stopped believing in everything he ever believed in, because he almost killed his own fucking nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good reason for him to become a recluse.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, I like all this stuff.
Yeah, this is good writing.
Yeah.
And for people, that's not my Luke. Watch the fucking movie. It is explained very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I agree, though. I think this movie, it really is largely the Kanto bite stuff, and some of the logic in the movie is pretty nonsensical. Like, they just keep jumping around light speed, but they go to a casino and then get back in time. Like, how does that work? Like, what direction did you go that you were just catching up to them? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's all the shit with Finn and Rose, and it's just like, put these people with the main cast.
Yeah.
We don't need a side quest.
Yeah, they could just be spectators. Like, it's fine. It's because the meat and potatoes is the Jedi stuff, and like all this other stuff. It's a waste of your time.
We also had a point like we didn't need new characters introduced at this point. There are already so many characters. We don't need more main characters. We just don't.
Plus, none of it, their whole story didn't amount to anything because they didn't even successfully do the thing that they were going to do that whole time. So they just took up like 35 minutes of screen time to not accomplish their mission.
Right. And if anything, it was to the detriment because then he like sells them out and they start picking off the ships.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you guys failed really badly.
There's a big theme in this movie of failure.
Yes.
You know, with Luke feeling like a failure, and with these two obviously like just really being fucking it up, and being huge failures to beyond belief. Poe's failure to trust in Holdo and Leia's visions.
Yeah.
Although I do think that it's a little dumb that like Holdo wasn't just like, all right, I have a plan. Here's the plan. Obviously, you got demoted, but you were a trusted like person in Leia's cabinet.
Yeah.
Let me just fill you in a little bit so that you're not button heads here. Like, it's totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary compartmentalization that all it did was like blow your whole plan.
That's exactly like that's why I was like, why wouldn't she tell him, oh no, there's a plan like in place? Like, what the fuck?
he's such an impulsive person that she should have been like, well, you can clearly do so much more damage in the dark, so let me just let you know what's going on.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
everything he's done in these two movies is like, obviously, if you tell him no, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously,
Right.
that's who he is as a character.
So, like, as we were watching this, my wife was like, suppose the bad guy? And I was like, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a hot-headed moron. But also, I'm glad you said that the theme of this movie is failure, because my song is called Failure.
Nice.
It's about me.
No, Robbie, it's not the movie.
Yoda, I mean, this is where Yoda's Force Ghost shows up and he's like, Luke's like, I'm gonna burn everything down. You know, the leprechaun tells me to burn things. Yoda tells Luke that failure is the greatest teacher, and if failure is such a great teacher, why am I so stupid?
I really like this scene.
Yes, no, it's great.
Excellent.
You know, and it's fun that like Yoda's Force Ghost comes back and they're like, listen, what else are we gonna do? We got Frank Oz. He'll come back and do it. It's not like they weren't getting at McGregor to come back as fucking Obi-Wan. Luke, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I'm younger. Hello.
I'm before you bet me.
Yeah. I'm from the prequels.
Anakin taught him how to be young ghosts later.
Hayden Christensen shows up. He's just like, is that what you look like young?
Still don't know who that guy is.
Who are both of you? But I think it's cool. Because, there's no, like, shame. They didn't bring somebody back from the dead like they did in that other Star Wars movie we did with CGI.
Oh, Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
Yeah, it's a puppet, so it's cool.
I thought you meant in the plot, and I was like, what in the plot did they bring someone back from the dead? But I was like, oh, you meant in real life.
Yeah.
Well, I like that's a puppet, because they were doing CGI Yoda for a minute, too.
Yeah, but, like, this puppet looks great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just cool that this puppet just shows up, spits some absolute fire. He's like, what we are what they grow beyond. Failure is the best teacher.
Yeah.
This is grade A Star Wars stuff.
I feel like this is a if there's any moment in this movie that feels very much like Star Wars, it's this scene for sure.
Yes, for sure. And 7 years ago,
we're Force ghosting. It's Yoda.
Yeah,
and like Yoda is being his silly, goofy self, and I don't mind it because this was established early on that he's gonna be a silly, goofy little Muppet.
Yes, the prequels, he's all stoic.
Yeah,
and boring.
Well, he hasn't gone crazy in a swamp for 30 years.
Yeah. Right, is like this little fucking Muppet guy. He's great. Also, I think it's great that like Luke's gonna burn it down, then he doesn't have the gall, so like Yoda just like summons lightning and does it himself. He's like, those books are pretty boring anyway, brother.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey,
well, he even says
Luke,
like Rey knows everything that the books, you know, like you didn't need the books.
He even says to Luke, he's like, oh yeah, you read those? And Luke's like, I skimmed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, you're talking out of your ass, dude. Because that's the thing, like, Luke wasn't an expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he kind of fell into this, and then, like, he got stronger over time, and it's just, like, he didn't know the philosophy and all that shit, and then he starts teaching. It's like, this dude, like, he's been in over his head.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like,
saw the
when
aftermath of all that,
right? And then when something that he couldn't handle happened, he shut down, and it's good. He's a human. He's a human being with flaws. That's good.
Well, also, Yoda saying that she has everything she needs is alluding to more than just she knows what she's doing. At the end of the movie, we see that she has the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was saying, "Oh, she's already had the books. This is an empty tree."
Let's burn
You're
it.
just destroying more of the frog people's homes at this point.
Yeah, the frog people are just like, "Ah!"
And also,
Who are they? They seem upset.
Live here, people do.
Nursery, that was. Why do you think I tried to run back in there? Failure is best teacher.
Benicio del Toro wants to get paid. This is what this whole thing culminates to, is the reveal that the ship that they have stolen to escape used to belong to an arms dealer who sold weapons to both sides. And it's like, we could have made this point much quicker, guys.
Yeah. It did take a long time.
And he goes, live free, don't join. Fair point.
No.
Yeah, both sides they're both still perpetuating a war, even if you want to call someone a good guy or a bad guy. They're both blowing up the galaxy.
Yeah.
Each sides are killing people.
Yeah. Poe demands answers, and he finds out that Holdo is fueling up the transports, and he calls her a traitor and everything. Rey boards Kylo's ship and is immediately put in cuffs. Poe leads a mutiny, takes control of the Resistance, and then Ren tells Rey that he knows who her parents are, and he takes her to see Supreme Leader Snoke. It's, again, right now we're at this point where we're just jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
Like in the movie.
But like one story is way more compelling.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, I just want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Del Toro uses the medallion to open the thing, and he gives it back because I guess he's not such a bad guy after all. Holdo fights back to try and retake control. C-3PO, who has not been in this movie at all, finally shows up, and he's like, I just don't have a red arm anymore. What do you guys think of that? Okay.
Yeah, everybody says, C-3PO, shut the fuck.
He had a quick line earlier, I think. Didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. And then he walked off the screen. Poe is like, robots go to the bathroom?
Captain Phasma's in this movie. She confronts Finn and Rose. They're taken captive. Leia walks up and just shoots Poe with a stun gun. Okay, so now the stun setting's back. Holdo then decides to sacrifice herself as everyone else escapes, and we learn what the plan was. This scene sucks, and I'll tell you why. We just met this woman.
Yes.
And as far as we had just known, she was a traitor, because we just watched a guy who was in the last movie call her a traitor. This scene holds no emotional weight, as her and Leia are like crying, saying goodbye.
Yeah, they didn't spend any on-screen time together. We just told they're friends. It's like another situation with, I feel like in the prequels, they kept assuring us that Anakin and Obi-Wan were good friends, but we never really get to see that happen.
Yeah.
Well, these two are good friends. Okay, well, show me that maybe. I don't know. Make me care about this relationship.
Yeah, and like maybe cut out a lot of this Finn and Rose stuff if this movie needs to be 2.5 hours, and show me more of Holdo with Leia, and it adds a little more emotional weight to the scene, because I don't give a fuck. Let her die.
Yeah.
Right. But also she takes a really long time to do the thing. Like, so many ships are getting blown up, and she's like still deciding on what to do.
Yeah.
You come on. You got to pull the trigger on that.
I wound up writing down a question that wound up getting answered, because my question was like, why did she need to stay on the ship? Because at first she's just standing there.
Yeah, just watching other people die.
And it's like, and then when she finally is like, you could have done that immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have like remote control for the ship.
Right. Like you got everything else. Like, come on. Yeah. But I will say what she does is absolutely fucking sick.
Oh, it's awesome. Just don't spend 5 minutes watching all the people get fucking blown up first.
Yeah. Also, but like, I like how it happens and there's no sound, because it's like the speed of light.
Yeah.
And like the speed of sound is way slower. Yeah. And it just like shows in like 6 different angles. Very anime. Very, very anime. Loved it. I was like, this is some of the best visuals in any movie I've ever seen. This is great.
Very, very tense moment, and you're just like, what's happening? Like, you almost don't even kind of see what's going on. It takes a minute to recognize it.
But we also get some more ludicrous plot armor when that happens.
Yes. So, like, while it's cool and it stops that ship from blowing up the other ships, all of the characters that we have seen before, so, like, the redhead dude, Kylo Ren, Rey, everybody... 100% fine.
Like, if you
a ship just went through their ship at light speed, everybody's fine. Everybody's
like,
good.
Here's the thing. We watch it get, like, cut off on that one specific part of the ship.
Yeah.
You don't need Finn and Rose and Phasma to be at that part of the ship. Because if they're gonna be, they should all be fucking dead.
Yeah, they should be liquefied.
Have them be on the other side of the ship. Maybe it's losing power or something.
Well, the ship just got cut in, like a 1/3 of it just got cut off. So, the ship's in the red, you know? Like,
yeah, but like, I don't need, why are they right where it apparently went through?
Yeah, for drama,
but it's,
I guess.
and it's like, the red-haired guy, if he never showed back up, and we could just assume he was killed there, fine.
Sure. Also, I like in the first one being the last movie, he seemed to be like, oh, this is like gonna be this guy's gonna be playing a big role, but he just like he's just kind of nothing here.
Yeah.
He has a role to play yet.
You know. Okay.
But real quick, a little bit before this, we get Kylo Ren starts to turn face and he kills Snoke.
Dude, this shit's great.
Yeah. This death is so cool. The way he's like, I know what I must do. And he like uses the Force to turn that lightsaber and then just slices Snoke right in half.
And like that works on so many levels because in the last movie he says, I know what I must do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Talking about killing his dad or going with his dad. It's kind of ambiguous, and that's also really good. We talked about it last week. Previous episode, check it out. But then like this, he's showing Snoke in his mind what Snoke wants to see. Yeah. So in his mind, he's like killing Rey.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's killing Snoke.
Well, he says he's turning his lightsaber towards his true enemy.
Yeah.
So for all we know, that's what Kylo Ren was just saying. I'm turning my lightsaber towards my true enemy. And Snoke is like, well, that's probably her.
Yeah, that's gotta be her.
That's an odd statement.
Oh no, a technicality. Play on words.
My hubris.
Where there's no smoke, there's no fire. What an interesting choice of words.
Yeah, no, it's good, but just him saying, I know what I must do, it's like the juxtaposition from the last one. Like, he's so sure about it.
Yeah.
He's like, and Rey calls it, like, before that. She's like, I've seen your future. You turn on Snoke, and you join me. And he's like, yeah, fucking right. And then he does it, but he doesn't join her. He just kills Snoke.
Well, they team up. So she's right. And a lot of this movie, I feel like, is drawing comparisons to Obi-Wan's, like, everything is true from a certain point of view, because they keep showing you different people's perspective. Like, you see Luke's perspective on the situation, and then you see Ben's perspective on the situation, and then you see it, Luke's second take on when he betrayed him.
Luke, after getting caught in a lie.
Anyway, here's the truth of it. Here's what I really my point of view.
Luke's reaction to that is like all those guys who get caught on To Catch a Predator and go, I wasn't gonna do anything.
Yeah,
I showed up, but I wasn't gonna do anything. Yeah, I pulled my lightsaber on him, but I wasn't gonna kill him.
Yeah, I was just showing him, like, hey, check out this glow. Is it cool?
I wasn't gonna do anything with him. I was just gonna show him it.
Yeah, and the same thing, like Benicio del Toro is like, oh, I need something to do this job, and they think that he means money, but really he means that he needs that like little medallion to like break in through the door. Like he actually needs it to do the job.
Yeah. Imagine if people just said what they meant.
Yeah, well, the whole movie is them being like, I saw it. It's like, oh, technically you did, and what you saw was true, but like it's not what you expected still.
This whole movie's a sitcom.
It's they really went heavy on when they were marketing it. They kept saying the term subverting expectations, and they really went heavy on it. I wonder if it's just because obviously Rian Johnson had already done Knives Out. Knives Out was after this, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, never mind on that.
After Ren kills Snoke, I like all these red dudes, and they have like different weapons. Do you guys think this is like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle situation where they use the same weapons every time? Or do you think they like decide that day? Like one of them's like, come on, Glupo, you used the electric chain last time.
I'm sure they just have their own. It's not like the Jedis are swapping out like lightsabers. I'm sure they have their own weapons.
Yeah. I like, while this fight is cool, like visually it's cool because like these really like bright colors and stuff, like it looks really cool, but if you look at the choreography, a lot of it is like
Disney as fuck.
Yeah, it's like one guy attacks while two other guys like kind of dance, like waiting for their turn, and it's like that's fucking weak. Could have been better, but the fight's still pretty cool.
Well, I do like the opening shot, and even though I criticized the Disneyness of it, this is Disney, but I liked it. The when they're like back to back, circled by the red dudes.
Yeah,
I thought that was a cool shot. Yeah,
The Praetorian guards.
yeah.
And Snoke, I like how his body like he gets cut in half, and the top half just like plops to the ground. I'm like, hell yeah, brother.
And you see it the whole time. It's just there.
Yeah, just rotting, immediately rotting.
Even
Great
though that
stuff.
didn't kill Darth Maul.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to fall down a shaft.
To survive.
Yeah.
You have to,
Yeah.
you have to actually get more damage.
Yeah.
And then it negates the earlier damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so Darth Maul is still alive.
Yeah, he survives. He's in like the Clone Wars TV series and stuff.
We didn't do Solo, but he's a Spider-Man now.
So Solo takes place after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Darth Maul is basically Kenneth Branagh in Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Even the
cool.
racist
I say,
stuff.
sir. I say good day.
Yeah, he's actually trying to give parts of Tatooine to different places. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's not
Interesting.
true. That last part's not true.
Yeah. Well, interesting.
Yeah. It's really kind of stupid, but it's kind of cool, I guess.
Well, I like how they're working together to fight these red dudes off, and then
they fuck him up pretty easily.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I did like how Rey kind of struggles a little more than Kylo, just because she's not as combat.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense. I did like how she's like, "Come on, we gotta save my friends," and he's like, "Nah, I'm still a bad guy."
He's like, join me. Let's let everything die and we'll rule together.
Oh, that's what you thought
Yeah.
you were happy. What I thought was happening, I thought you were joining me.
But I like how he's like, I kind of took this as a joke, and I thought it was kind of funny because this whole thing is like, who are my parents? And it's like they're looking for a big reveal, and he's like, I've seen your parents. You have too. They're nobody. They're nothing. You're nothing.
They're nothing but junk traders who died in paupers' graves.
Yeah. And so he's
sold her
like,
for drinking money or something.
yeah. And it, that's the big reveal is like, oh, they're nobody, idiot.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but you're somebody to me. Why don't we do this together? So even him reaching out to her, which I think he's genuinely reaching out to her, it seems like he's manipulating her.
Oh yeah,
But
he's like a manipulative boyfriend.
Yeah, but I think it's just because he's such a dark dude. I think he genuinely does care for her,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he's just an asshole.
it's still yeah. It could be two things.
Yeah. But I like that, and I like how that played out. I thought that was really good, and that's what I thought the movie was over. I was like, okay, so they're gonna wrap up the Luke thing in the next Star Wars, but nope, there's a whole nother ending.
Yep. Yeah. Because they play tug of war with the lightsaber. That's when Holdo drives the cruiser into the bad guy ship. We also see BB-8 control a mini AT-AT at one point because things are just happening.
How come C-3PO couldn't have done the Holdo thing? How come they couldn't have just just make a droid crash a ship? Well, the person have to do it. It's so stupid. Sorry.
That's so dumb.
Anyway, continue.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Anything. Autopilot. Come on.
There are a lot of people who are they're competing to be the hero, competing to make the great sacrifice. Where Finn does it later, where he's like, no, I gotta do this, and it's
yeah.
Stop. Just stop. You're gonna die.
I hated that scene so much. When Poe was going to make the sacrifice, Rose should have let him do it.
And it didn't make any sense either. He was already going full speed, and then she comes at from a different angle going full. How did she catch up and then surpass him and then come over?
Why weren't either of you shot? You're going in straight lines.
How are they?
Doesn't make any sense.
How did either of them survive that?
Yeah. Also, they crash, and now they're stationary. They're not moving. Why aren't they being shot?
And then, I'm sorry, this line, we're not fighting what we hate. We're saving what we love. Fuck
Dead.
you.
By fighting what we hate.
Yeah. We're not fighting what we fight. We're loving what we fighting. We loving love dead.
It's like, okay, but they're going to get into the base now. And
yeah. There's like 8 of us left.
I'm sorry. In that situation, you have to be sad and watch sadly as this dude makes the sacrifice and saves everybody.
Yeah, we hit to save what we love. What do you think I was trying to do? Like, what did you think that
you almost killed me?
I wasn't I can't wait to kill these people I hate. I was thinking about saving the people I love.
Like, how did she know they would both survive that? Imagine, like...
Yeah, they both die, and then everyone gets in. And, yeah.
Like, that was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I'm egregious.
And then the battering ram connects, and then they're like, all right, I guess we should make out now, because all our friends are going to die.
That was a quick smooch. It wasn't a makeout.
I know.
Also, what did I say? I said Disney, too much of cowards to have an interracial relationship be the main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, hey, this is interracial.
Yeah, but they're not the main characters.
No. It's also, again, it hurts the movie. Not that they're interracial, but it hurts the movie that you don't let this guy make the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well,
because at least he gets a big ending.
Yeah, and that was
Sure.
his whole thing was he started off as a coward, so him going and being brave and sacrificing himself would have been like, the natural end to his character arc,
Yeah. But now they're both in space wheelchairs.
I got like a Professor X thing going on. It floats.
I really like this thing that they're sending out signals and no one's responding to their SOS. They're like, hey, no one wants to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they see it's like completely hopeless.
Yeah.
And that's where your boy is like, nah, I am the symbol of hope. That's right.
Can I be of some aid?
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker shows up. Him and Leia speak. Ren then demands that every gun they have fire at Luke Skywalker, and the other dude's like, okay.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That's a good call,
stuff.
though, on his part.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't even fuck around. Just shoot everything you have at him.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, he's almost single-handedly took down the last empire. So, like, yeah, we should fire everything at him. But also, earlier in the movie, Rey, when she's trying to recruit him, he says, like, what do you want me to... You think I could just take out the entire... I forget what they're called. New Order?
First Order.
Take on the First Order with
Oh my God.
New Order.
New Order, Joy Division. Oh my God.
Yeah. But like,
New Order is gone. They now go by Joy Division.
They asked me to be in the band?
But like, he's like, do you think I could just take them all out? Like, that's not even how this works. And like, then we see him doing that.
Yeah.
And that's cool because then the big reveal is that he's not really doing it.
Yeah.
It's good. This is all very good.
Yeah.
I do like it, although I have some critiques of this part. Like, number one,
Robbie.
I'm so sorry. There is a U in it.
Yes.
Number one, when Poe basically looks at the camera and tells us what Luke Skywalker's doing, because like he's creating a distraction. We'll be the first flame that burns down the First Order.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching.
Yeah. Am I on a Universal Studios ride right now? Like,
I am watching the movie.
Yes.
And
yes.
there was also, when they first get into the base, they're like, there's no other way out. But then when this is all going down, they're like, actually, there might be. We weren't really sure when we said that.
Yeah.
Let's
follow the weird foxes.
Yeah. But let's explore those tunnels back there.
Yeah. It's seemingly one way out.
Yeah. That'd be funny though if they followed them and then they get to the end of the cave and there's just 100 foxes trapped in a cave and they all die.
We don't know what to do. They all get eaten by foxes.
They got lured to their death by foxes.
We lured all of our food into our den.
Clever like a fox for a reason, you know what I'm saying? But that's also the only scene in this movie that looks bad is Rey lifting the rocks.
Yeah.
Because all these CG rocks, they look so fake.
Yeah.
Everything else in this movie is beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good.
But that one scene, I was like, ugh.
Well, this is when we see Rey and Chewie come down to the Millennium Falcon, and for no reason, they've kidnapped a Porg.
Nope. No reason at all.
This poor thing's like, I was with my family.
Chewie likes them, or maybe he's gonna eat it later.
I mean, he might
That
as
would
well.
be great.
Yeah.
You know, I would go for a post credits where he just bites the head off that thing.
He cuts back to him at another campfire eating that porg.
Yeah. And all of them, like he's eating all of them, just like going through like a mass genocide of porks.
He's got his head stuck in a hole, like pulling porgs out.
Yeah. And everybody on the ship is like, Chewie, no! He's just like, no, I'm doing this. We're all gonna die by my hand.
I'm going back to Porg Island.
Yeah.
I need more porgs.
They leave the part out in Star Wars where Chewie brings Han gifts, you know, like a cat brings a dead mouse.
And then he films he gets secretly filmed banging his friend's ex-wife. He said, I ate too much porgs. That one was for you, Robbie.
I loved it. And I absolutely loved it. Oh my god. Fuck me. Okay. Luke and Kylo monologue. Rey uses the Force to move the rocks from the cave so everyone can escape. Kylo runs his lightsaber right through Luke, but it does absolutely nothing because Luke is just projecting himself. And then he forces so hard that he dies.
Yeah. Well, you know, there was foreshadowing to this though, and I know a lot of people complain about this, but Kylo Ren talks about her projecting herself there, and he goes, "Oh, the effort would kill you." So, there is that. But what I like about the scene, the subtlety of like every step that Kylo takes is like the red foot mark of sand, you know, of the salt or whatever. But none of Luke's footsteps are doing that, and little hints that he's not really there.
Yeah, he also never makes contact with Kylo.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, and that dodge where he like he goes a complete 90-degree angle on his knees, and like the
matrices.
I was like, this is 2005, but it's cool as hell, brother.
Well, when I saw that, I was like, guys, it's too late for that reference.
Yeah, but it's cool as hell.
It's fun.
Also, his hair is different. Like he looks like he did in the flashbacks.
Yeah. His hair is brown, and he has his blue lightsaber. He has his old lightsaber, not his green lightsaber. Which which just broke. So like, should have been a sign that he doesn't have it.
Yeah. But very cool stuff. I know that I said that this is one of the better ones, but you did point out to me this is a messy movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was a relatively clean movie, but you pointed it out to me. This is a kind of a mess.
A little bit.
I'll tell you, when it hits real good.
Yeah.
When we're sticking with Kylo Ren and Rey and the Luke Skywalker stuff, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think that this is so like egregious that it needs a complete course correction. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I mean, I haven't seen the next one, but from everything I've heard, they threw out everything that happened here.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's dumb. This is clearly moving towards something.
Well, I think Disney kind of freaked out when people didn't like that they killed off Snoke, because I don't think people really believed that like Adam Driver could pull off being the big bad of the last movie, you know? And I think that people didn't like what they did with Rey's past too. So I think that they had to try and make some course adjustments.
So, I mean, to be frank,
you're usually Andy.
To be Franklin, the turtle.
Oh my god! Here comes Franklin.
Yeah. Who gives a shit about Rey's past? You know, like
when the first movie came out, there was a big like, who is she? Because she's like the main character, and she has so many similarities to like Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker starting off on this desert planet, and of course, there's always in Star Wars, there's the big reveal in the second movie of Vader being Luke's dad. So I think there was a precedence that people expected that she was going to be of some significant lineage.
Right, but you already got that. You know?
I think it's just expected that, like, It's just expected. It's like she's got to be a family member.
Yeah.
Everything's family in this.
Why though? Why can't she just be another person? I don't get it.
The 9 movies are called the Skywalker Saga, so I think that they felt, and that's not even.
Well, hold on. They just started calling. Disney started calling them.
It's true. It's true. But I mean, the first 6 movies were about one particular family, though. So it it's not
sure.
It's not the Skywalker Saga.
but also Kylo he's got Skywalker blood, so that's good
fair
enough for me.
That's fair. That's
you know,
fair.
I don't know. It's. I think people, not that this movie is without flaws, because it clearly is, but like I feel like a lot of people are kind of making sure they don't enjoy this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
You know?
I totally agree with you. I do think that people are looking for excuses. At some point, people just turned on this franchise and on Marvel for the similar reasons of just there being I don't know. But people are looking for the worst. I agree. There's a lot of really good stuff here. And people are like, it was the worst, stupidest thing in the world that ruined Star Wars forever, and even ruined movies that came before it. Like, it's just like, dude, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just don't watch the movie if you don't like it. Just shut up.
Yeah.
My problems with this movie is that there are too many characters, and it's just way too long.
I agree.
Cannon fodder. Yeah.
Like, it's not focused at all.
No, it's very messy. It's all that. All the character stuff is fine. I don't even mind that. All the decisions they made. But yeah, you're right. It's a mess, and there's too much going on. There's too many people.
I like Kylo Ren. I like Rey. I like what they do with Rey and Luke. Mm-hmm. It's just everything outside of that just feels like we're just spinning our tires.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very Return of the Jedi in that there's one important thing, and the rest we're wasting your time.
Yeah, and like it's like you guys said before, Rose and Finn go on this whole long thing that amounts to almost nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And I get like, yeah, sure, you're trying to drive home the theme of failure, but like, to what end? Like you're ruining your own movie.
Yeah.
I think this is. If you were to edit this, you got a really good Star Wars movie.
You could tighten it up, I think, for sure.
Yeah, and
I've said it. Cut out 20 minutes of this.
Yeah, I would. I mean, before you told me about all the things I didn't know that I didn't like until you told me. I would have ranked this like 3rd best, but I don't know about now. Maybe probably 4th now.
I think I agree. I think there's a very well-made movie in there, and I think that probably studio interactions.
I think we see the studio interference with the one-liners.
Yeah,
the Porg having to be constantly shown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, look, again, cute thing.
Yeah, cool.
I like it. I like the design, but he's in every scene.
Right. I doubt that any Star Wars fan, if that thing was just in one scene, I doubt any Star Wars fans would be like, give us more Porg. We need more Porg.
No. They absolutely would, because from the original trilogy, you could be in a scene for 30 fucking seconds.
That's true.
And Star Wars fan will go online and write lore about you.
Yeah,
sure.
That's true.
Sure.
Look at Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one was clamoring for more Ewoks or Gungans.
So. No. A lot of this movie is Ewoks, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's similar.
Just wasting your time.
The Ewok movies?
No, those are definitely wasting your time.
They made Ewok movies?
Yeah, they made 2 of them.
Yeah.
Caravan of Courage and something else.
Oh, yeah, I refuse.
Dude, I won't do those either.
Yeah.
No way in hell.
They're rough. They're rough.
Yeah. Shan't we go to Letterboxd, or did we wrap this up? I mean, the little kid, he looks at the stars and he thinks, Luke Skywalker, he's dead. And
but he does the Force.
Now.
He uses the Force and picks up the broom.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah. It was very subtle.
That's cool.
But sort of reinforcing the whole idea of, the spark of hope could be anywhere and anybody. It doesn't have to be a Skywalker or whoever.
Shit, I didn't even notice him doing that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
all right, I like that ending a little more now.
Mhm.
Before I was like, all right, this kid, he's wearing a ring. That's cool.
I also didn't notice that when I first saw it. I was like, what the hell was that at the end? Just the kid looking out. Like, who cares? And my friend was like, oh, he uses the force to grab the broom. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's a little more significant. But
Yeah,
still.
hell yeah, brother.
It's okay. He's alive. We're just checking in with him. Like, I don't get it.
Well, he also had the resistance ring.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was like, okay, cool. You got a kid on your side. Now you're going to win. Yeah, sure.
Got
but
it.
then he uses the
Jack
force.
box.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, Letterboxd did, Robbie.
Let's do it. I'll be honest. I didn't love it. I'll give it 3 stars. That's my thinking.
Yeah.
Talk me up, talk me down, talk me all around.
I
Out of
would
5?
say...
Yeah. I mean, I'll knock it down. I was going to go lower.
So I would say this is as good as the last one, just for the high highs. Because the last one, it's fun, but like, the end is where the realness
I think the
is.
last one's more coherent.
For sure. This one is messier, but I think it takes risks, which I enjoy.
It tried to be its own movie a bit more.
Yeah.
I think Force Awakens was very much like, okay, now we have to do this scene, and now we have to do this scene.
Yeah.
It felt like much more formulaic and much more like predictable. When I first saw it, I literally was like, and they're like, oh, now you know what we got to do next. And I'm like, oh, they're going to go to a thing. And then, oh, yeah, there they go to the thing.
Yeah. It's very like, hey, remember Star Wars? And then this one's like, we know you remember Star Wars. Here's something a little different.
In fact, cool. We know you remember Star Wars. Even the characters in the movie remember Star Wars.
Yeah, they sure do.
They've seen the movies, too.
They've seen them like 5 times each, man. But, I think this is on par with that. I think at times it's worse, at times it's better. So I don't remember what we gave the other one. 3.5 maybe?
3.5, I think. I mean, that's not a bad argument, honestly, to me. I agree. There's like some meat and potatoes in here that I feel like the first movie is a little bit more superficial, and this one's trying to dig its cleats in a little bit. So I you know what? You talked me up. I was going to say I agree with Rob on a 3, but I'll call it a 3.5.
All right, let's go 3.5 for Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Just because, like I said earlier, it does some retreading, but the end result is different. So it's like at the end of
The Force Awakens.
At the end of one of the other ones where he's like, the Emperor's like, strike him down and take his place, or whatever.
I need a new groove.
Yeah. But like, that would be like if Luke killed the Emperor right there.
Yeah.
Like it's like a twist. They like take what you know and they twist it, and that's cool. Whereas the one before it is just they take what you know and they do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's better for that, in my opinion. But that's what we think. 3.5.
3.5 stars on Letterboxd. Follow us on Letterboxd at TheRoydsBand. I have 3 trivias.
I also have 3 trivias.
I have none.
Yo, Andy, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, who was supposed to play the Codebreaker guy, played by Benicio del Toro, who apparently does not have a name in the movie?
Oh, so I was good with calling him Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. Was it Benedict Cumberbatch, Joaquin Phoenix? That's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I gathered.
George Clooney, or Bradley Pitt?
Rob. Brad Pitt.
No, they look exactly the same though.
Mark. George Clooney.
No.
Rob.
Yeah.
The first guy you said.
Benedict Cumberbatch. No, it was Joaquin Phoenix.
I cannot see him agreeing to do that. I don't know why.
He did not. He did not agree.
Okay, yeah.
You'd be
That's
right.
who they wanted. That's who they wanted. He said no.
That would have been kind of funny though if it was like a little Ocean's 11 reference. If it was Brad Pitt or George Clooney.
Yeah, that's why I put those guys in there. I was being a little sneaky snake.
Maz says she can't help them because she's in a trade negotiation, union dispute, BAFTA tank, love triangle with two big meaty men.
Mark. Wait, what was the second one?
Union dispute.
That was the one.
Yes, yeah, she says she's in a union dispute, but she's in like a shootout.
Yes. Aggressive negotiations.
Yeah. Lupita Nyong'o just couldn't make it.
Who smashed Kylo Ren's helmet in real life? So, like, the prop. Who smashed that thing? Was it Adam Driver himself, Rian Johnson, John Boyega, or Daisy Ridley?
Rob.
Adam
Driver.
No.
Mark. Rian Johnson.
Yes.
Ryan Smash.
Yeah, that's a direct quote.
What's the name of the creature that Luke gets the blue milk from? Is it a dewback, a berg fufta, a thalasiren, or a gran?
Mark. Grand.
It is not a gran, no.
Oh.
Okay, Andy. The second thing you said.
It is not a berg fufta. It is a dewback. Is it a dewback or a thalasiren? Mark.
It's not well, I know it's not a dewback, so it must be a thalasiren.
Yeah, it's a thalasiren.
I would have called it Mommy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Man.
I'm going to call a priest.
Yeah, you should. George Clooney. I fucked up. George Lucas. Very different people. Couldn't be more different. George Lucas was quoted as saying he had mixed feelings about this movie and said, "It ruined the legacy. It ruined the character of Luke. It was beautifully made. It was ultimately the right decision."
Rob. It was beautifully made.
Correct.
Just like me. What was the name of Rose's sister that died? Beth, Kelly, Trish, Paige.
Andy. Paige.
It was Paige.
Wow, that was a shot in the dark. Pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was fucking sick.
Hey guys, email in. Was that pretty cool?
That was pretty cool.
Go to Letterboxd, see how cool it was.
Yeah.
RoydsReview@gmail.com. Subject, that was pretty cool. Go on Twitter and hashtag pretty cool. Guys, do you know what I wound up doing?
Did you write a song?
I wrote a fucking song. All right, gents, we all got songs. And you know what else I got?
The Wheel of Names?
It's a wheel of names. Let's give it a spinny spin with my chinny chin.
Rob clicked the mouse with his chin.
Only he knows how.
Looks like it's Robbie.
I'm going to go first. My song is called Hubris. And it picks up from where last week's song left off. It's very orchestral. I actually wrote the strings first on this one. On the MIDI,
cool.
which then meant I had to work around those, which created some challenges, but regardless. This is my song called Hubris, and it goes like this.
Disgraced, so I ran away, secluded till I met this girl, Ray. She came and found me at my seaside home. She didn't listen that I want to be alone. I'll teach her lessons, what she needs to know. inside a man they knew, but I saw darkness inside of my nephew. Am I the man to judge wrong and right? I turn my back on the dark and light. The power is in ours to control. The darkness will suck it down into a black hole. In the end, it's a hubris that took us down. With what we left in our wake, should we be proud? I am not innocent. Kylo Ren, you are not innocent. It's time we let the Jedi die. Long ago we should have let our legend die. Who do we think we are that we control the light? You come from nothing. You come from nothing. You come from nothing. You come from nothing.
That was my song called Hubris.
Lovely.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
like I
cool.
said, I focused. Like I said, I wrote most of it. I wrote it on the strings first, or on the MIDI on the strings first, and then I kind of built everything around that.
Nice.
Very
It was
cool.
A,
Very,
a
very
little
cool.
bit gives it a little flair, something different than
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I liked it.
What-
I like the you come from nothing part too. That was cool.
thanks.
Is that what you were chanting like in
Yeah.
the? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
I
that
did.
part too. That was cool.
Nice. Yeah, I put a fuzz vocal thing on, and then I added my own like that for one of them.
Cool.
And I did,
Nice.
did that. So yeah. So that was my song Hubris, and yeah, it's about the Last Jedi. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I have not.
Well, Mark, you did a great job faking it. I gotta be honest. Much like my wife, you did a great job faking.
She didn't
Whoa.
see it either.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't see it. Hey, you guys ready for me to spin this little wheel?
Born ready, Robbie.
Wheel of names, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the song that we're gonna hear next. All right, Mark, the wheel of names landed on you. Why don't you tell us about your song?
My song is called Kanto Bite. As I mentioned last week, I took a lot of inspiration from Beatles stuff. I wanted to do like an early Beatles type of song. I think it's very evident in the song.
The band of the Beatles. Okay.
The band of the Beatles.
I thought you meant the
I was gonna
Bugs.
say,
No,
you mean
I-
like dung beetles.
I
or
went around
like-
recording Beatles, walking around with a microphone. It took a whole week, and it just sounds like little tiny scratches. So let's give it a listen.
Right. That would still be better than most of John Lennon's solo output. So
Yeah.
Oh shit! Shots fired. That's how he died. Was shots fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Happiness is a warm gun, you know?
Yeah.
Bang
yeah.
bang.
Shoot shoot.
All right, Mark, what's it called again?
Kanto bite, but bite like Kanto bites because like Bart Simpson, like it sucks, you know? Like
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
When you're trying to find a place to get away from everything, from the A and B plot lines alike. When you've got some coins to drop into a slot that's on a droid, maybe take a trip to Kanto Bite. And if you don't have the creds, try and keep your head. Benicio del Toro's always nice. Don't take too long, or else your plan will all go wrong. You'll get caught putting your turncoat on. You'll find yourself stuck in a C plot line that nobody wants to see. You'll see that you are the problem in this movie, and you're dragging down the scenes that have Jedi and pork. Chewbacca eats and then feels bad just because he sees that they have feelings. Maybe they're designed just to sell toys, but I would rather watch them than you. They like to look right into the shaft of the lightsaber, and they're really cute, just like the Ewoks, Gungans of old. Make sure that toys will be sold, just like the Ewoks and Gungans of old. Make sure that enough of their toys are sold.
I like that. That was very Beatles-esque.
yeah.
Very Beatles. Was that an acoustic guitar?
There it was both. I had a Telecaster and an acoustic guitar.
Or doing the lead part?
No, I had the lead part was the Telly.
Oh, okay. It had an acoustic quality. It was cool.
You know, I doubled everything, so it might have
I
had that.
see.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the band The Turtles?
Yeah, I've heard of the Turtles. I think. Yeah,
Do you know what kind of guitar their lead guitarist played? A Shellcaster.
Yeah.
Probably pause for applause.
Yeah. We can add those in post.
That was very Beatles-esque, and then it kind of had a tropical thing going at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I got sidetracked, I guess. I was like, I want to do some horns, and then there's just I don't know. I had fun with it.
And that's what's important.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel one more time. I wonder who's gonna be next.
Robbie.
I wonder who's gonna be.
Robbie.
Who's
Look how fast
it
he's
going?
Robbie. Oh shit! It's me.
The color blue.
It's Andy.
It's me. My song is called Failure. And it's about this movie, which Mark said earlier, the theme seems to be failure. And it's got a little something new. It's got something old, but, with a different flavor.
It's got something borrowed, something blue.
Yeah, yep.
Like the milk.
The blue milk, yeah. The reprisals are from 2 previous songs that I did for Star Wars. But again, like I said, they're with a different flavor. And I will say this. Those songs were tough to sing back then, and even then I wasn't really hitting those notes, you know what I'm saying? So please just bear with me, It's a year and a half is a long time. Okay, yeah, it's called Failure, and it goes like this.
sorry. I almost took your life. Ben Solo, I'm so sorry. Now I don't know what's right. It shook me to my core. It brought me to my knees.
That's my song, Failure.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, I really like
rock
that.
and roll.
Yeah, I like that. Your voice sounded good. I like that scream you did.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I was trying to do something and I couldn't, so I just recorded trying to do it like several times and then just put an echo on it. And I was like, all right, it sounds better with an echo.
Sounded great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That was cool.
Thank
I the first part, the intro reminded me of like something that Kylo Ren would sit in his little room and stew on, just like
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
No one come in. I'm listening to my music.
Yeah. You wouldn't get it, Dad. Like, I used an octave pedal on there, so it's got that real deep octave, and then you throw some fuzz on there. It's got that big beefy tone.
Yeah,
you know,
it was awesome tone on the guitar for sure.
Thank you. I did that. Then I took the I actually wrote that riff at a Royds practice like years ago.
Wow.
And I remember just popping my phone out and like recording that real quick, and I was like, all right, what's the next song? And then for the next part, it's a reprise from a previous song. Ben, why didn't you tell me that the bad guy was my dad was from the other one, and I changed it. And then the other reprise is from the beginning of that other song that I did.
Very good.
The Chosen One something. Part 2, I think.
So that's all from the prequel trilogy then that you're pulling that bits from.
No, from the original trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the Chosen One Part 2 had a reprise from the prequel trilogy, but that's just check those episodes out if you want to hear those. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. I really liked that Luke, he's pretty much doing the same thing he did with Vader, but he's just dying in this time. Like, he's giving Kylo another chance because he sees there is some good in him.
Right.
And that's what, that's the last, but now join us in the light. Like, I know it's in there, though it's buried deep inside. Come join us in the light. Because, like, he knows it's there. It's cool.
I liked it.
Yeah. I hope
Really
this
like that.
trilogy doesn't let me down.
Huh.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I have very low expectations, so I might like it because my expectations are so low.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
That's kind of what happened with the first 2 of these. So
It's always good to walk into something with low expectations.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, I feel like the most recent times that I feel like I was maybe a little harsh on these movies, but I think I've enjoyed these movies more than having previously watched them for sure so far. Anyway.
yeah, they're not like egregious, Not yet, anyway.
No. Well, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what you think.
Yeah. Let's see how they wrap it all up.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, Robbie, what we got going on next week? Speaking
That
of.
is an excellent question. We are doing Star Wars Episode 9. The Rise of Skywalker.
I was wondering if you forgot or if it was a bit.
I forgot.
Star Wars Episode 9. That's too many.
That's a good name for it.
Well, tell that to Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, that's also too many. All right. Well, let me tell you where you can find the music.
Oh, good idea.
You go to Spotify, you go to Apple Music, Deezer, wherever you get your music.
Echoland.
That's pretty good. And you type in The Royds. You'll find a bunch of songs, both from the podcast and not. But if you want everything, including bonus songs, guest songs like Mark's song, you could go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com and you'll find it all there. Also, check out the YouTube. All of the songs are there. Robbie's going to tell you a little more about that. Go ahead, Robbie.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on YouTube at TheRoydsBand. Follow us. like our posts, communicate with us, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. You can also listen to the podcast on YouTube at The Royds Review Podcast. Wherever you are listening to us, give us a 5-star rating and review. Leave a comment. We like to hear from you.
Yeah.
Mark, anything you want to promote?
Nah, I'm good. I'm not doing nothing. You guys, just more time for you. Double down on the Royds. Do whatever they did, whatever they said to do. Just do it again. I don't care if you already heard it. Go and listen to it again.
Yeah, I love that. Mark, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, see you
next
thank you.
week.
Always a pleasure.
And next week, we're doing The Rise of Skywalker. Bye, everybody.
We'll see you later.
So long.